I want to talk to you a little bit about something that that you worked almost as soon as you became the sheriff. A case that really not only rocked St. Johns County, but rocked the nation. With how absolutely horrific it was.
Right.
Yesterday was Tristan Bailey's birthday. I believe we'll be talking to her family next week.
Are you really?
As well. And I'm excited to do that.
Wait till you meet this crew.
From everything I've seen, just
first class.
Amazingly inspiring.
Unbelievable. Just by talking to them.
I don't get it in life, you know what I'm saying? God. You meet these people in life because of an incident where their daughter is taken, stabbed to death. And then you become family and friends. And that family is the family, they'll tell you when they get in here, that's the family that checks on me. When I got stuff going on in life, they're like, Sheriff, you doing okay? Who? And then you introduce, Madison Shemitz to the show. You should need to have her in here. That girl's a rock star.
I've tried. If you can help me with that connection, honestly, I know it's a sensitive thing, but I'd love that I think this is going to be, the Bailey's coming on the show next week. We'll definitely show people that what we can do as far as and spread the legacy, spread the lights, and show how our community has changed in those situations.
I completely agree. Yeah, Madison Shemitz is another one. And of course, Kirsten Bridigan's another one. Those are people that became a part of our agency, for goodness sakes. I mean, I consider them friends now and they're family now. And I hate it because, of course, so you got some pending cases in two of those. One's not in our jurisdiction, which is good. But, you got Madison Shemitz, for goodness sakes, who was never going to walk again, paralyzed forever. And then you got a family that on Mother's Day, where their daughter is taken. And then they became, now they're involved in the community now with foundations and trying to give back and scholarships. I don't get it.
That's incredible.
These people are amazing.
I love these community. People. It's amazing people that live here.
Yeah, man.
So she's coming in. They're coming in. Stacey and Forrest.
Yes.
Okay, that's powerful.
So excited.
They named.
I'm excited to meet them.
I'm going to say this wrong, but I didn't know that there's actually hairless cats.
Okay.
And one of their daughters actually breeds them, kind of thing. And
super cool.
There's one Sheriff Rob Hardwick.
Hey, I love it. That's they're really cool.
Probably
cats.
because of your handsome good looks.
I thought he was very handsome.
Didn't Dr. Evil have them? Wasn't he?
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Dr. Evil.
But anyways, that's powerful. Yeah, awesome. So Tristan Bailey, yesterday's birthday. Matter of fact, yesterday morning I can show you the text message. First thing in the morning I text him, and then he sends back something more inspirational than me. And it's like, my text message, I'm like, hey, good morning, Forrest. What do you say to it? And I'm driving over to Dade City for a meeting yesterday. I said, what do you say to a family and a father that, are just, and he responds back with this quote to me like, Sheriff, you're one of the most strong. Just kind of crazy, man, how strong they are. And
what does that do to shape the rest of your term as a sheriff? Jumping into that case, just weeks on the job for you. How did that affect you going into it? And did that change your perspective at all as going into being the sheriff?
It did, because my career, I'd worked on a lot of big cases, between the state attorney's office, of course, and my professional career. But this case as, a leader of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, of course, when that staff page came out that we had a missing, 13-year-old, my heart sunk because I went back to Haley Cummings in Putnam County. Even though I wasn't the case agent on that, there was a lot of case agents on that when, of course, Jeff Hardy had just taken office. And, of course, Haley Cummings, this little girl, vanishes off the face of the earth. So I got sick to my stomach, actually. We were heading up there to meet with my staff, of course, and you got a 13-year-old girl missing. And this is how I'm going to start my career as a sheriff in St. Johns County.
Right.
And then you're hoping the whole way up there, by the way, you're going to get that text message in a minute. She shut her friend's house, didn't answer her phone, playing a game or something. So you're waiting for it. Because 99.9% of the time, that's what happens. Even on the beach, when you get a 5-year-old kid missing on the beach, the phone call's coming. You just get used to it. It's like, okay, the kid wandered off down the sand.
They walked the wrong way.
Wrong way, right.
Or the silver alerts.
Yes, you're right.
Right? They're real.
Yeah, so here's this case as we're driving, of course, from southern St. Johns County to northern St. Johns County, and there's nothing coming out besides the community's out and about searching. And then, of course, the suspect pops up and gives a statement, which you kind of read through some of that stuff in hindsight now. But anyways, that being said, again, it's one of those sheriffs where it's one of those times as a sheriff is you can't mess this case up. You have to provide the love and support to the family now of a missing, baby, 13-year-old girl. And then you also have to provide that same love and support for a community that's grieving the loss or the missing person. But then also, too, you have a massive response capabilities there between, what would be helicopters and drones and dogs and, volunteers and, your uniform crime center coming up or uniform command center coming up there. It's a massive footprint going into motion like that. Then feeding the media. How much do you give them? How much do you not give them and stuff? So as a sheriff, really kind of put my feet to the fire. I had amazing people there with me, side by side through the entire thing. We had an amazing investigative team with that. Sergeant Kurt Hannon at the time, he was a detective in our major case unit, major crimes unit. He was the lead investigator on that, detective on that. And then Ashley Mitchell is our VA on that, our victim advocate on that. We couldn't have had a better team. And again, to watch, you train. And I'll be honest with you, we're in a profession that when we're not working, you eat your own. But when we're working and we're busy, no one can do it better than us in this profession. I've watched it my whole career. And it physically went to work on Mother's Day. I watched it all come together going, wow, I'm the sheriff of this agency, and this is how we do business in St. Johns County. And then fast forward to, like you just said, I still have a relationship with victims, and that's my passion for people too as well. Yeah. Because as we all know, you can't take your children right before the parents. It's always supposed to go parents first, then children. Well, they live
when
that
things
nightmare.
get out of order.
Sure.
And as a parent, you're a parent too. I mean, when you hear those things, you're just like,
why?
You have zero words.
Sure.
All you can do is have sympathy.
Yep.
And you can't say, "Oh, I know how." You don't know how they feel.
Right.
And that's probably one of the worst things to say to a person is, "I know how you." No, you don't.
You have no
how
clue.
they feel.
No.
And I think for you as coming in, it really probably got to let you see the talent that you
by far
were leading at that point and see the true human side of your people.
Yep.
So
because you guys adopted this family into your family.
Oh,
and it sounds like they did the same.
To this day.
And we all kind of did in St. Johns County. I mean, this hit so many of us so hard, especially people, with kids in their lives. I mean, to put themselves in that position.
It was the worst of the worst cases that you could get as a brand new sheriff. And listen, I'm not going to, downplay any death at all or any violent crime case at all. But as a sheriff, a child missing, a child suspect, and I should say a grown-up suspect because he acted like a grown-up. But anyways, and then a community upside down. I mean, because they're all neighbors. I mean, with that being said, so just one of those cases where you get better off of it, and I think we have. But then you also take guidance from people like this, going, I mean, we sat down. How can we do our job better? What did we do wrong? What did we do right? Yeah. And this is the family that's going to tell you because they want the next one to be even better. Yeah. But now this is the family now that's linked up with a victim that should be dead. I mean, Madison should be dead, but this is now the victim that's. They're her support channel, and she's their support channel. And maybe that's the missing Tristan. I don't know. But with that being said, just things happen in life. I can't explain it. I think we all can explain it our own way. But with that being said, it's one of those things where it was meant to be. We got a sacrifice of a young child, horrific murder. I mean, almost 120 stab wounds, for God's sakes. Horrible. Yeah. And then here we come forward as a community where them reaching out to us, giving us awards, awarded our victim advocate with their Tristan Bailey, of the year award for the foundation. Yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's powerful. It is powerful, but also too on that Tristan Bailey case, I saw the support that we had. I'm just going to bring it up, but during my campaign, we saw support where you'd never know what it was. I saw the support in the uniform in the Tristan Bailey case. It all came together. It's like, it's emotional. I mean, I got in my car a couple of times, like just cried, just like, oh my God, this family lost their daughter.
Yeah, horrifically lost their daughter. Yeah. And it's what we do in the darkness qualifies for the light. And so that's what this community does. We rally in the darkness so that we can enjoy being in the light together. And that's what the legacy of Tristan Bailey is going to bring.
You wait to wait, you'll feel the power of this family when they get in this room, I'm telling you.
Can't wait.
And what they give back to this community now based on what happened and what they gave before this. They were off the radar before that. Yeah. And they put up with media in their front yard. People, on social media, I mean, just saying hateful things about a deceased little girl.
Right.
But that's the power of this social media now that we didn't have 20 years ago. So those are things we had to juggle and stuff. And that's a family we had to bring in going, stay off social media. Just like my team now is like, Sheriff, stay off social media. It's not who you are. What these people are saying, they don't even know you. Yeah. Stay off social media. And they're right. And that's what they do to them and these other victims.
How do you deal with, because boy, people don't realize getting into campaigns and things like that. Boy, you just open yourself up for all this hatred and these lies and things like that.
Lies.
I mean, when you just hear people lying on your name, does that still personally affect you? Or, I mean, how do you deal with that?
Or there's certain people that affect you.
Well, what's funny is you read this stuff and sometimes during the first campaign, I'll tell you, I was reading this stuff going, is that who I really am? Is that how people see me? No. When I think the election results actually showed how people saw me. And sometimes, I've got a lot better. I was very addicted because it was like, it was during the campaign for the first time, and I was watching social media thinking what people are saying about me, my wife, and my family.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you what, we're very private. They don't know my boys. And they were saying stuff about my boys. You don't know my boys.
See,
they're two cream of the crop kids, serving our country and doing other great things. Leave them out of this garbage. And, bringing my wife into this stuff too as well. So you can say what you want about me. I'm so much more thick-skinned now than I ever have been because I know who Rob Hardwick is, and the people that are loyal to me and have known me since I was a little boy know who Rob Hardwick is. But we're very private too as well. I don't drink, I don't smoke. You guys all know that. It's been a long time since I've done any of that. And with that being said, I don't hang out in bars. I don't hang out in places where I don't supposed to be. So if you got something on me, it's my wife who has it on you. And like I said, we've all made mistakes in life, and I'm one of those too as well.
Of course. But the thing is, and this is why Kendall is so special, is you can take, I can take when people say stuff about me.
Me too.
But the people that love me and the people that are closest to me are usually the ones that get the maddest.
I have to agree.
And it's harder. It's harder on them.
It is
in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
because they know the true you, and you're like, I mean, they're when you're in the public, and I mean, you're seeing some of this now and you probably are catching a little bit of it too, but. You're going to get some of those things, and some of the things are just so outrageous.
Yeah, I love that.
You're just like.
Bring it.
Where does this even
where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
Where does this
because they're keyboard warriors. I can't stand it.
I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah.
And then they're just attacking. Like I see it happening to you, and we're close friends, and it's just like,
really?
Come on. Yeah, that's not. That's not even close.
Yeah.
To what reality is.
I'll be honest with you. I think people now, that turns them off. Like these stupid flyers we get in the mail during these elections and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I look at them going, what are we, kids?
Who cares?
Who cares, right?
The more attention you put to it is the more gratification they get for it.
And I feel like if I answer to this stuff, then you're falling into what they want you to do.
100%. It's a whip.
Yeah. And I get agitated quick. I mean, I'm that guy. You can piss me off pretty quick.
Right.
But I've come a long, long ways with a beautiful wife and people just saying, it's not who you are. Why would you get upset about that? You're right. I got an agency to run. Yeah. I got an election to win. And again, if it doesn't, life moves on for me. I move on.
The people that have my number can text me if they have a problem with me. The people that don't have my number, I could care less about.
Right. There you go.
And I think you've suffered this, and this is the one that you can never defend yourself on. And I think you've seen some of this is when someone calls you, your life, someone calls you prejudiced, and you can't defend yourself.
You can't defend yourself.
You can't defend yourself against outrageous statements like that.
No.
And it's that those things hurt when you go, I can't even defend myself against this. But this is so ridiculous.
Yep.
Hopefully people see the real me.
And I think sometimes you really don't have to go defend yourself because it's such a small percentage.
No.
Yeah, it really is.
People in St. Johns County.
It only hurts when you try to.
I'm telling you right now, you're exactly right. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah.
Pick your battles.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, Sheriff, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming in and keeping us informed. And
again,
absolutely.
I'm going to say every time, Pete, when we have a major incident, something like that, you get a hold of us, you get clear, concise, and factual information, you put it out, you come to our scenes. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Amazing human being.
Appreciate y'all's support. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too as well.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yes,
relax. I know that's not even a possibility.
Go on an adventure. There it is.
There you go.
Is that what they're called?
There you go.
Have a great weekend.
There you go. Take care, Sheriff.